songs from Tetsuo onwards, other than perhaps 3 films, the same person has been doing the music, which is Chu Ishikawa. And when I was making Zan, Killing, I asked Ishikawa-san whether he would do the music, and he had agreed. However, during the editing process of the film, he passed away. When that happened, I knew in my head that I should be looking for other people to take on the task. However, I found myself not doing that, and instead listening to all the music that he had made, and in some ways to memorialize him in my mind. And even though the shoot itself was shot in a very short period of time, I had actually set aside a long time to edit for this film. And so what I did then was to listen to all of his movies and started to paste the music that I felt was right for the film. But I still didn't have quite enough material, so then I asked his wife to also show me the music that he has made that was still unused. And so I listened to all of that as well, and then started pasting some of the music from that. And so in that way, I also edited the music in that sense. And so I feel that through this, I was able to really think and memorialize Ishikawa-san.
Okay, we have time for maybe one more right here.
I'd like to ask a question about the possibility of love in this film and ladybugs. It's interesting in the thick of this violence and this chaos that these characters have the opportunity to reflect on these insects. And I often think of insects as these sort of, in film and fiction, as these sort of pathetic substitutes for humanity. You know, people as insects, as ants, and these sort of things. But in this film, the ladybug sort of feels like hope. Also, the possibility of a 2-spotted ladybug seems like a mutation, like maybe love is a mutation that is ahead in our future.
テントウムシ2つ真逆の、意味があって、他のシーンのなんですか僕の中で感覚的に描いた感じよりは割と具体的な分かりやすい、意味もある方は、テントウムシお侍さんって自分のその目的のために上昇志向がすごく強いわけですけど、なんですか上昇志向というとちょっと違うな。その武士としての本分を果たすという意味での上へ行くという気持ちが、それがテントウムシって上に行っちゃうんですけど、木に置いとくとちょこちょこちょこっと。で最後のところでピュンと飛んじゃうらしいんですけど、その飛ぶっていうのを天国に行くっていう意味にも取れるし、身分武士としてもっと出世するっていう意味にもあって、その分岐点となるのは死ぬか生きるかなんですけど、死んでも武士としての本分で死ぬので天国、生きて刀で勝っても今度は武士として上に行くっていう、その侍さんのことを言葉上では表してるんですけど、映画の中では感じていただいたように、実は最後の方で因果なんですか、しがらみが絡んできて非常に殺し合いになっちゃうわけですけど、そういうしがらみさえなければみんなきれいな緑の中では普通に友達として仲良くできるっていう柔らかい時間のシーンとしてのシンボルとして出てますんで、最後みんなでそのテントウムシを見てる時はなんかそんな時間もあったのになんでこんなことになっちゃったんだろうっていう感じもあるので、確かに今おっしゃったような何か意味を超えたなんか柔らかい本当は自然の中で人ってこんな風にいい感じなのにね、だったのにねというような感じかもしれないですね。
So regarding the ladybug, I think for myself there are two meanings that have almost opposite meanings. One easy way to understand the ladybug in this is this as a metaphor for the samurai, which is talked about in the film, and a samurai wants to fulfill their duties, and therefore they work upwards in order to achieve that. And with a ladybug, I've been told that when you leave a ladybug, it starts to climb upwards until it flies off. And that flying can mean it goes to heaven, but with that, I equate that with the idea of death for a warrior, and that could be that they do go to heaven, or it's just a death in itself. And in that way, I think that's the meaning that I can express with words. However, as you mentioned in this film, there is that moment where they look at the ladybug, and that also speaks about sort of, even though the end of the film is roiling in a lot of violence, but it comes from all these connections and all these things that tie them together that makes all of this violence happen. Yet I wanted to show that tenderness can happen within a natural state as well. So I wanted that moment to be a place where people could remember, actually there's another way we could be within this natural setting, and that there could be happier, tender moments.
Okay, I'd like to remind everyone